You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.
Welcome to the Hot Options Report, your premier source for insight into the fast-moving options market. Each day, we'll track down the products that are dominating the options chains and impacting your trading account. From Apple to VIX and everything in between, if it's lighting up the options tape, then you'll find it on the Hot Options Report. If you're listening to this show, chances are you're pretty serious about options trading. So let me put something on your radar. Public. It's the most cost-effective way to trade options. That's because Public is the only platform that gives you rebates on your options trades. They also have some of the industry's lowest index options fees. Whether you're placing single leg or complex multi-leg trades, every dollar counts. Check out public.com/optionsbrief and discover the most cost-effective way to trade options. Paid for by Public Investing. Full disclosures in podcast description. And now, get ready to scan the tape for the most explosive options activity on the street. It's time for the Hot Options Report.
All right, everybody, let's get down to business for the Hot Options Report for Wednesday, July 23rd. Let's kick it off in the land of volatility, as we like to do. Was it a hot day in the world of VIX options? The answer was yes. Exceeding that ADV again, which is good to see. The ADV is 712,000, putting up nearly 800,000 contracts today, 788,000 on the back of the rally in the market, which is not something you usually see. But vol taking it on the chin today, VIX collapsing. That's leading to a lot of action out there. What was the hot option out there in VIX options today? It was the AUG 40 calls. Very interesting, going up about 60,000 times out there. We don't normally see a lot of upside dominating the tape in VIX land when VIX is collapsing. VIX closing shy of a 15.5, listeners. VIX cash at about a 15.37 today. So interesting stuff out there, listeners. All right, let's keep on rolling out to SPY. Was it a hot day in SPY land? The answer was pretty respectable, almost hitting its ADV today. 7.55 million contracts on the tape for SPY. The ADV about 8.1 million. And the hot option in SPY going to the dark side, going to the puts today, which is, again, kind of interesting given the fact that we had pretty much a broad rally across the board in most of the major equity indices on the back of potentially some more détente in the trade war. A SPY going out 634.21, and it was these 630 puts going up 480,000 times, taking the top spot today. Again, unfortunately, if you paid anything for those today and you rode them till the end of the session, those bad boys went out worthless. Going out to the S. The S putting up exactly its ADV. We don't see that very often. The ADV, 3.65 million. Today, 3.65 million. So pretty interesting out there. What was the hot option in the S? It was the 63 half, the 6350 calls going up 172,000 times today. And if you paid less than $8.91 for those bad boys, you are a winner chicken dinner. The S going out, obviously 63.58.91. So interesting calls. The hot option in the SPX and its puts in SPY going on out to small caps. We know lately we've seen a lot of August puts. dominating the hot options report for small caps. Is that the case today? Let's find out. Was it a hot day in small caps? The answer was yes. 1.39 million contracts on the tape against an ADV of 1.34 million. So hitting and slightly exceeding their ADV out there. And this time, like it was yesterday, we're seeing a near dated, in fact, 0-day upside dominating the tape in small caps today. It was the 226 calls, again, expiring today, going up 107,000 times. So yesterday and today, a bit of a departure from the August puts we've seen dominating the hot options report lately for small caps. By the way, small caps going out today right at that 226 strike, 226.68. So those calls, if you paid less than roughly 70 cents for them, you're a happy camper today. Going out to the Qs, 563.81 is where the Qs went out today. And it was the 562 calls going up 234,000 contracts that was leading the dance in the Qs. Obviously, if you paid a little less than $2, about $1.81 for those bad boys, you are a winner chicken dinner. By the way, an active day in the Qs, 3.5 million contracts going up today against an ADV of 3.7 million. All right, out to the single name equities. What was dominating the rest of the options market today? Let's find out. Let's go out to the monster, number 10, aka MicroStrategy. Cost you 469,000 contracts to break into the top 10 today. So that's respectable. Not lighting the world on fire, but not terrible either. And again, the monster, what was the hot option out there today? It looks like once again, with the exception of one, and we're going to get there in a little bit, everything is expiring at the end of the week. So it's all weekly action yet again. And this time it was the MicroStrategy 420 calls going up 25,000 times. MSTR going out 412 and 2/3. So you got a ways to go to hit that 420 strike. Can we get there? I guess we'll find out as we move on into number 9. It was our old pal Palantir. 478,000 contracts on the tape for Palantir. The hot option in Palantir today, it was the 155 calls. Those have been a hot option for a while. People like that 155 strike. Going up 38,000 times again today. And we kissed it today, getting up to 154.62. That's where Palantir closed today. Number 8. This will make some of our pro members in the live chat happy. It's HIMS. Haven't seen them in the top 10 in a little bit. 532,000 contracts on the tape for HIMS today. Listeners, where did HIMS go out? Pretty much 58 exactly. 58.02 to be precise. But this time, interestingly enough, it was the AUG 40 puts going up 36,000 times today. AUG 40 puts, interesting. $18 out of the money puts that were leading the dance out there in HIMS. By the way, if you're wondering, what does an AUG 40 put go for in HIMS right now? 10,000 of them traded for 92 cents. 6,200 of them traded for $1. So fairly juicy. I guess if you're looking for a little bit of juice to squeeze, $1 for the 40 puts. You could do worse than that, I suppose. Either way, number 8, HIMS. Number 7, out to AMD, 568,000 contracts on the tape. What was the hot option in AMD today? It was 69,000 of the 160 calls. AMD going out 158.65. So they got a little ways to go to hit that 160 strike. Obviously, HIMS was the only one not expiring this week, expiring in August. So interesting stuff out there as we keep on rolling with the A tech names. To number 6, it's the fruit company, aka Apple. 755,000 contracts on the tape. The hot option in Apple today, 160,000 of the 215 calls, again, expiring this Friday. Apple going out just shy of that, 214.15. So it's got a little ways to go to hit that strike before the end of the week. Number 5, it's our old pal Alphabet Class A, heading into their earnings announcement after the bell. They put up 786,000 contracts, so a pretty hot day out there for Alphabet. I'm sure we're going to see even more action going up and a lot of action in the stock after the bell. What was the hot option in Alphabet today? It was the par calls, the 200 calls, going up 49,000 times today. The stock going out a wee bit shy of that, or way shy of that, really, 190.23. So about 9 3/4 handles away from that, listeners. And it looks like they're still digesting the number in the after hours. The stock hasn't really moved. Number 4, listeners, back to the realm of crypto we go. It is Mara, all the way up at number 4, 921,000 contracts on the tape for Mara. You know, if you've been paying attention, it was crypto week last week, new all-time highs for Bitcoin last week, and Mara obviously feeling the effects of that as well. 921,000 contracts on the tape. The hot option in Mara today, 76,000 of the 18 calls. The stock going out a little bit north of 17.5, so it's got a little ways to go to get there. As we keep on rolling to the number 3. Yes, I said number 3, falling from the number 1 spot just last week, listeners. It made quite the debut on the top 10, blowing all the way up to the number 1 spot. Now down to number 3. It's open. 1.36 million contracts on the tape. What a wild name this has been to watch. Just a few weeks ago, this stock was 40 cents. You could have bought the Forever Call, aka the stock, for around half a buck. And now here we are a few weeks later. The stock rallied all the way to $5 on Monday, came right back down to earth, right around $3, hanging out $2.29 today. So if you paid anything for upside today, unfortunately not looking good. It was actually the puts leading the dance today, which is also maybe a sign of where we are in open right now. 128,000 of the 2 puts going up today. Got a little ways to go to hit the 2 strike, but then again, the stock can move 50 cents at a clip, no problem. So be interesting to see how it unfolds as the week keeps going. And then we're back to a more normal semblance of order with the top 2 of our list, listeners. Number 2, it's our old pal Tesla, 1.37 million. They are also heading into their earnings announcement today, listeners. So putting up decent paper out there today, but we'll really know more after the bell. The hot option in Tesla today, 43,000, almost exactly, 43,001 to be precise, of the 335 calls. The stock went out right around 332.5, so it's got a little ways to go. But then again, Tesla can move quite a bit in the after hours and intraday, so 2.5 handles. Not really a big move for them. Looks like they're selling off slightly in the after hours right now, so we'll see if that continues as we keep on rolling to the number 1 spot for this week. Again, all is right with the world. Nvidia is back on top of the options market, 2.29 million contracts on the tape for them. The hot option in Nvidia today, the 170 calls going up 218,000 times. It's like they have an average price of around $1.92, so they may not be happy because the stock went out 170.78, so they need that stock to move if they want those calls to start paying off. But that said, they are in the money right now, so I suppose that is something. And that's going to do it for your hot options report for Wednesday, July 23rd. Hope you're having a good trading week. Remember, if you missed anything on the network this week, it's all waiting for you over there. Make sure wherever you're getting this show, you subscribe to the full network, the Options Insider Radio Network. That will get you pretty much a dozen shows coming at you. And of course, if you're ready to take the plunge to the pro, theoptionsinsider.com/pro gets you 2 additional shows, gets you live streams, gets you giveaways, gets you access to all sorts of exclusives and all sorts of fun. Awesome pro Q&A this week, tackling just about every asset class under the sun. If you like this unusual activity, we got more of it coming every Friday on Options Oddities, a whole show devoted just to this, theoptionsinsider.com/pro. See you back here tomorrow for another episode of the Hot Options Report. Stay safe out there, everybody.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.